First up, we have the pillow paint. Everyone hates this part. They think it's super boring, but you know what? It's actually pretty important because if your pillow don't work, nothing's gonna work. And man, I have a love-hate with that pillow because it's tricky. Okay, and now it's time to lay down those colors. For this one, I'm going to be doing it in stages. So first is my blue stage here, which I have Liquitex Ultramarine Blue, Liquitex Fluorescent Green, this little Piggy Pigments Rave, their opaque neon blue, and Sapphire from this little Piggy Pigments, which is a really awesome blue iridescent, and of course gotta throw in an interference there from this little Piggy Pigments, which is, I think I'm using Twinkle there, and then a Marmalade from Arteza, which is another copper, a little richer, darker copper I wanted to throw in there. And yeah, that's the first stage, the blues. Oh yes, I mix all of my colors, well, not all my colors, so I mix my pigments because, you know, they start out as just like a little powder. You mix them first with your gloss varnish, which I use Jo Sonja gloss varnish, and then you add you know, your medium, which is like basically a house paint from like a hardware store. You always want to get it base C because that's the tintable kind, and I use Valspar Reserve primarily with all of my colors. I do like to use Valspar Ultra for like my Liquitex brands just because they're thicker, and Valspar Ultra is thinner. But I primarily use Valspar Reserve in base C Satin and the gloss varnish from Jo Sonja. So that pretty much is all I put in my colors. Okay, and now it's time for the purples and the jewel tones, my favorite. I'm using two different neon purples because that's my jam. One from this little Piggy Pigments, which is Deja Vu, and then another from SheleeArt. Yeah, and then a copper from Arteza, Color Flash from SheleeArt again, and then magenta from Liquitex. But yeah, I love these colors. Oh yes, and I didn't show the little, you know, platter of these paints, but I have my warm colors, which is neon yellow, neon red, neon orange, and a neon magenta. Oh, actually, there's the deep magenta right there. But Liquitex Fluorescent Red, Liquitex Fluorescent Yellow, and Boogie from this little Piggy Pigment. And again, this is what I mix my colors with. So we've got Jo Sonja gloss varnish here, and then we've got the Valspar Reserve base C in satin that I primarily use. And then if I have it, I like to use Valspar Ultra for my Liquitex paints because they're thicker. Ooh, buddy! It's swipe time, my favorite time. So I am addicted to the palette knife swipe. So what I like to do, like you just saw, is lay down all my colors and crazy patterns, and then I load up my palette knives with my cell activator. And my cell activator, I always use Amsterdam paint. It's like part of the magic. And then Australian Floetrol. Like, it's really that. It's Australian Floetrol, Amsterdam paint, bam, there's your magic. I do a 1-to-1 ratio because I like my stuff thicker. And I use titanium white, oxide black, and I like to throw in some turquoise green, maybe a turquoise blue I'll try one day, I don't know. But anyways, those are the three colors I swipe with, and again, it's 1-to-1 ratio with Australian Floetrol and Amsterdam paint, and that's the magic, baby. If you thought I was messy before, this is where the real mess begins. I'm going to speed this up because it's just like boring to watch, but you actually spin really slow and you tilt really slow, so it's like, kind of real boring to watch, but like when you're in the zone doing it, it's you know, you don't really notice it. It's how time can escape you, and the hours pass by, and all of a sudden you're like, what? Where'd the day go? Where did the night go? Anyways, let's finish this piece, shall we? Bam! Okay, I think we're done. And now the reveal. At the end of the day, I hope you get a little mini brain vacation at the very least, a laugh. Whether you're laughing with me or at me, I don't care. Because, yeah, it's fun. Fun. We're supposed to be having fun. And now here it's going to be shown in my silly little TikToks that I do. And then my daughter's singing Frozen in the background. And oh yeah, and I just put them on Etsy, and I kind of combined this one with like the dark collection because it just has a weird, creepy feel to it. And I named it The Sands of Time. So yeah, thanks for watching. And yeah, I know I'm all over the place in a goofball, but it's fun.